Well, can we ask, because I can't help but notice your nose there, Hugh.
I had a...
How is it?
It's all good now. Stitches came out a couple of days ago. I had a basal cell carcinoma, the second one I've had on my schnoz. So, classic problem for Aussies, and make sure you get checkups.
I had one cut out last year.
Did you?
Just here.
Right.
And you've had one as well.
I've had one, yeah.
Yeah, and you got to get... I don't know about you guys. The first one, it was easy to spot. The second one... it was like a faint dot, like a really not much there. It was lucky that I went for a checkup.
Yeah, it's an old ozone problem we have, I think.
I was just recalling as a kid, now tell me if I'm wrong, but I remember being very strict rules about not going into the pool within 30 minutes of eating lunch.
Yes.
Like no one was allowed to do that. I never remember anyone saying, make sure you got sunscreen on before getting into the pool.
Because were you the same at summer? This is how it worked. You got sunburnt to hell at the start, and that gave you a base for the rest of the summer.
Twice. You have to burn and peel twice, and then you're going to get a real tan.
And now we're paying the price. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, now, the film. Congratulations.
Oh, the film, right, thank you.
It's very, now, I couldn't help but notice you're very well built in the film, and I'm wondering, you're incredibly well built. Is there any assistance with that, as in CGI?
Yeah, like trainers. No.
Well, no, that's
but there
real.
should be.
But
I do complain about it all the time. Like, guys, the budget on this thing for visual effects alone, I could literally eat pizza and beer like all day long and look like The Rock.
But it was amazing. Like, you looked as, I mean, how hard, what do you have to do to get
bloody
that
hard.
buffed?
It's really hard. It was probably 2 years because we did the Wolverine. I spent a year before that. The Wolverine, I did a movie called Prisoners in between, and then straight into this. It's 6,000 calories a day, 2 training sessions, but it's the diet that makes the big difference.
Yeah.
And then you got to train like a bit of a madman, you know. And then I peak. It's like a bodybuilding. When they do a show, they change everything from 6 months out.
Right.
They eat to a certain one, and then so they get lean and keep their muscles. So May 21st, I can tell you the date last year. And they came to me and they said, "Oh, by the way, we're thinking of changing that scene to a couple of weeks later." I said, "Here's the deal. You can do whatever you want. You can change it around, but on May 21, I'm taking my clothes off. If that's on the X-Jet in the White House, I don't care. That's when the clothes are coming off."
Yeah, right. It's and do you right before that scene? Do you pump up in it? Like
100%.
So you're like working out flat out before that scene? Because I swear I saw little pulsations on the
100%.
chest.
I am pumping literally as they roll. Now I used to do it and then it would roll, and I realised there's a minute. Now I say roll the camera, and I go down, and everyone's waiting, and he's like, "All right, he's doing push-ups, lifting weights," and then I get up and away we go. And particularly for the butt chop, a few extra lunges.
Now, without giving away what happens in the film, it does involve a little
That's
bit
all that happens. It's just
that's all I want to say.
Look, it could work for you. It's a reverse shot of you staring in a mirror.
That's it.
But in the movie, you do go back in time.
Yes.
I was just wondering, in real life, if you could change anything, if you could go back and change anything, would you?
Well, first thing I do is go back and put a little bit of zinc on my nose. Secondly, I want to go back to high school. I mean, for me, let's go. If I could go years 85 to 90, that'd be great. I remember getting dumped when I was 15, and I remember it was the end of the world. I will never love again. This is a disaster. And I took things a little too seriously. I always kind of envy those kids when they're like, "Oh, I'll study a little bit, but they've got this party on and that." I was not like that.
I bet she's spewing now, that girl.
I don't know, actually.
That's her dinner party story now. Guess who I dated?
Guess who I dumped?
Guess who I dumped? The Wolverine.
Yeah, no, let's rub it in her face, actually. Let's mention her.
Yeah, so have you got her name? Now, Hugh, we want to do a little, play a little game with you, if that's okay.
Yep.
We interviewed Nicole Kidman during the week, actually, and we asked her about 4 of her leading men. 4 men. And she commented on them, and we want you to tell us which one was you. Okay, from what she said.
That's a good one.
All right.
Oh! I had to shave him because he was covered in hair.
Could be me.
But I'm also still very good friends with him, yes. But the film was so weird.
Oh, okay, that's not me. Although I could be shaved down easily.
Well, what more can be said about it? Well, isn't he the most popular man in the world?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, who stays in my house when he's here.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, this is great.
Surprisingly down to earth and hilarious and easy.
Really?
And not at all strange.
I am weirder than people think. It's the opposite. Wow, I was hoping, as you read, great guy, that it was me. So, knowing the other two are not true, I don't stay at a house. She has never shaved me down. I asked her to, but she's refused flatly. Then that's a very, very... I'm going to blush. It's a very, very sweet compliment.
That's it. You're right. You're absolutely right. She shaved down Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Really?
Daniel Craig stays at a house, and she said Nicolas Cage is not as weird as people think.
Really? There you go. That's very cool.
So we've all learned something. Now we're being wound up, which is a shame, but congratulations. It's really exciting. More X-Men to come, or is this...
There's more. There'll be more X-Men to come. Channing Tatum's just signed on to play Gambit. You know, the whole thing feels fresher. For me... if I was a betting man, I'd say there'd be more. We'll see.
All right, we'll get the gym going again. And
yeah, I know. I'm enjoying not knowing right now.
Thanks,
particularly being here.